Hey guys, it's me Chan Dragon, and today's video we will talk about Navia Preparation Guide. As usual, we will talk about like her kits, talents, build, how good she is, and in the end, I will share something that probably other people don't know though. It's kinda secret. So let's get started. And let's start in my tradition of the preparation guide. We usually read the first paragraph or sentence about the character itself. So in Navia case, it says that Navia is geo damage dealer who can use elemental shard created from the crystallite reaction to enhance her elemental skill. So in here basically just say like Navia is DPS that deal geo damage, mostly utilize this crystallized reaction gimmick to make her elemental skill stronger. So to make it even more simple, that the main gimmick of her is elemental skill and crystallize in here. So we know that in here her elemental skill will be super important though, because they already highlight even in here. And for the material for Navia, let's discuss in very brief. So for sure it's the stone. This one the brand new material that you can find in the 4.2 new map. And this one whatever like material that you can fight any sea creature, you can just get this. This is from the Coppelius itself. You can just fight the boss. And for the talents, this one the equity, same also like Nevelet. This is the sea creature same, so and this one from Narwhal. And here all the calculation, and always thank you to Devil Takoyaki, so big credit to Devil Takoyaki. And now let's move into our main topic, which is the kit itself, or the talent. So the normal and charge attack, basically nothing really special, but it's just like Sperry styles you see when you charge attack. Navia equip the sunglasses, see, so very cool. Now let's talk about Navia main gimmick, which is the elemental skill ceremonial crystal shot. So in here basically for the animation it's very simple. Navia just shoot the gunbrella and deal geo damage, pretty much that's it. However, the things that I want to explain, which is her stack mechanic in here. So in here you can see there's two different picture, right? Whenever she has like 3 stack or less, she will have this kind of stack though, like this kind of look. When she has more than 3 stack, which is 4 until 6, her kind of bullet will looks like this. So it's become brighter and sharper. This is like become like shorter and less brighter, right? So you can see in here only 3 stack. Whenever in here 6 stack, because it's sharper and like kind of brighter, see? So that's how you differentiate. So this stack is actually does help for Navia damage itself in here. Instead like how many stack that you have, later it will consume, and later the Rosula sharp shot will be fired. Depends how many stack that you have. Let's say you have 0, it will become 5. If you have like 3, it will become 11. And also they state that when you have all these 11 Rosula shard shot, it will deal like 200% from the original amount of damage. And lastly, when Navia consume more than 3 of her crystal sharpener, then every stack above 3, it will increase 15% of her gunbrella damage. See in here? So above 3, it will increase 15% additional. And we know that Navia can get up to 6 stack, right? So that means the maximum damage that you can get from her, which is 45% increase in her gunbrella damage, which is that's pretty much crazy. And in here, there's a couple of like special thing that you can do, which is you can hold in here. Maybe you want to aim and to be more precise, then you can kind of aim to the enemy that you want in here. And they also state that you will have 2 initial charge. So that means this elemental skill later you will have 2 charges. You can assume like in one rotation you can shot 2 times, which is that's good. As for Navia talent, it still has relation with her elemental skill. So in here the talent is that whenever Navia use the elemental skill for 4 seconds, her whatever attack, like from normal to plunging attack, will be converted into geo damage. That means just like geo infusion. And it cannot be overridden, so whenever like you want to use like Benex C6, it will not like kind of have the infusion of Pyro, it will still geo. And also this damage also will increase by 40%, so it will, in short, like after use elemental skill for 4 seconds, it will convert everything into geo damage, and it will increase her attack by 40%. So in here, everything is geo for 4 seconds. For Navia arc, which is mostly for Fontanian, it will be Usha, and you can see whenever you do Gunbrella, it deal the Usha one here. You can see what again? Yeah, that's the Usha. Last but not least, Navia Elemental Burst as the Sunlit Sky Singing Salute. That's pretty long. So you can see in here that Navia will call the Cannon Fire to support her, and it will deal AoE geo damage. But the most important part in here is that when the cannon attacks and hit the opponent, Navia will gain 1 stack of crystal shrapnel without even collecting the crystallite shard itself though, which is very convenient. And it can trigger once every 2.2 seconds. So this is pretty much important for you if you want to gain the stack faster and to maximize the charge shot. So pretty much that's it about Navia Kit. Basically, Navia Kit is pretty much straightforward. Just make sure to pay attention to the stack and how many stack that she has, and launch and the right timing whenever you already have like max stack. And it's pretty much something like that, or at least more than 3 stack. And that's everything about her gimmick though. And just additional that, make sure also to get like uptime on her burst, because her burst is like really very crucial for you to get stacked without even collecting the shard. So make sure you get the right energy recharge, and also whenever you do elemental skill you shot, then don't forget to do normal attack, because it still provides additional attack though. So I think in here, if you ask me the combo, I think the best start is you just start with the elemental burst first, so you can get the stack, and then you can do the rotation, and then like switch to another character, and then back to Navia. You already had full stack, and you just shot with this bang, and then just do this, continue the normal attack, something like that though. And then you can do that 2 times, right? So yeah, you can shot again after that. And if you're confused that is Navia actually strong or how good is Navia is, of course I cannot tell you right now because they didn't provide any number. So of course after this discussion, this is mostly spoiler about data mine and beta, something like that. If you don't want to hurt, of course just skip this part. So regarding with that, so Navia is actually pretty strong though. She basically around like general DPS type, like Riceley, Wanderer, Shao, something like that though. Like they are possible, they are pretty much more than okay, can clearly like any abyss easily. So it's not like Dia level, you should not scare about Dia level. She's still far away, she's still on the level on those like general DPS that I mentioned. And now we move into the build section, and we will start with the weapon, and we will discuss about 5-star weapon first. As for 5-star weapon for Navia itself, basically Navia can equip every single 5-star claymore in whatever that we have right now. It's just like there's 3 of them that I feel a little bit better than others, which is the first one, of course, a signature. That's the best one because it gives you also crit rate, and the effect also pretty much matched with Navia, increased attack, and also about like crystallized reaction that makes the elemental skill damage stronger, which is pretty much matched with Navia Kit. But other than that, like Beacon of the Red Sea, I don't know when it will have rerun, but the effect is already pretty good. It gives you crit rate in the substat, and the effect also will increase your attack whenever your elemental skill hit the opponent, so pretty much still good for Navia. And also Red Cornstone's Treasure, this is mostly good because the critical damage, but the effect is pretty much just so-so, just increase the normal charge attack that pretty much Navia can utilize. Other than that, like N4, Wolf's Gravestone, Skyropride, all of them is okay. And for the 4-star itself, there's a couple also weapon that quite good for Navia. I will start first with is, it's not really free to play, but it's generally good for EPS Claymore user, which is the Serpent Spine, because also subset give you the crit rate, also every 4 seconds you will get the damage increase, which is pretty much good, especially if you already can do like until refinement 5, maybe you have, then yeah, that's actually pretty good for Navia itself. Other than that, you can try that interesting gimmick, which is Sacrificial Greatsword. So if Navia charges can reset, she has 2, right? So that means with Sacrificial Greatsword, if it works, she can shot 3 times, which is that pretty much something unique. And here also, she also give energy recharge that I already mentioned before. If she have like energy charge from, probably when you equip this, she will have no longer have the energy recharge problem. Other than that, as usual, for free-to-play players, Prototype Archive also good, but other than that, you can try the one that I feel a little bit better in Prototype Archive, which is Tidal Shadow. I think this is the brand new crafting weapon, because it also gives you attack percentage, and also if your character heal, it will increase the attack though by 24% for 8 seconds. That's pretty much good though, especially if you can R5, I think it will even higher, and that's also very good for free to play in general. And also you can use this even Luxurious Sea Lord. The effect's not really benefit for Navia because it's only for elemental burst. It's still okay, but this one that we want the attack scaling. Lastly, Black Cliff Slasher, because the subset gives you critical damage, and if you defeat the opponent, your attack is increased. Overall, it's still okay. Talking about Navia artifact sets, basically Navia have 2 different artifact sets that are actually good for her. First one, of course, the brand new artifact set. It calls Nighttime Whispers in the Echoing Woods. That's actually pretty long. The 2-piece give you attack percentage by 18%, and that's pretty much same like other like attack percentage sets. And 4-piece, whenever you use elemental skill, you will gain like 20% of geo damage bonus for 10 seconds. And if you have the crystallized reaction, the damage will increase by another 150%. That's pretty much good for Navia though, because it's like revolving her around crystallized, and so does also Navia Kit. But other than that, if you pair with Furina, you can use the Hunter set because pretty much 2-piece will give you like normal charge attack. Navia still will use it after you use elemental skill, right? And whenever like 4-piece your HP increase or decrease, you'll gain like up to 36% of your crit rate. In this build, you get like your privilege to just stack up a lot of critical damage, especially if you already have like Navia signature weapon or another like crit rate weapon like Serpent Spine. You almost don't need any crit rate anymore, so you just take any crit damage. So it can potentially, you will have like a lot of high critical damage on this set. But take note, this can only work with Furina. But of course, if you still don't have any 4-piece solid set yet, then you can use another like 2-piece or alternative sets for like temporary. Just do any combination for like 2-piece of Gladiator, like the attack percentage with Archive Petra, or any like similar like this Echoes or Familion, or even like Golden Troops. Like any combination, this can work. As for artifact main set for Navia, basically straightforward, same like other like attack scalar main DPS. So for the sense is attack percentage, of course. However, if you find like your energy charge is lacking, then you can go for ER. However, I still recommend, of course, if you can just go attack percentage, because that's the main priority. For the goblet itself is geo damage bonus, just straightforward. And for the circlet itself, it very depends. If you need more crit rate, then go for crit rate. If you need more crit damage, then go for crit damage. And lastly, for the artifact subset for Navia, it's also straightforward like other main DPS, which is prioritize crit rate and crit damage, and after that is energy recharge, and the last one is attack percentage. Now let's talk about Navia team comp, but of course none of them is the best one or the most efficient one. But I'll start first with the one that I think the best, which is just pretend Noel is Navia, okay? Navia, Zhongli, Furina, and Bennett. This team will work the best if you have C2 Furina, just because if you have C0 Furina in here, you may not get the full stack, or you will hard time to get like full stack in here. But even then at C0, it's still pretty much very good for Navia, because everything in here just like stack for Navia, like this buff, this like give elemental resistance, right? And just everything give to Navia in here. So this is pretty much like, if you want to see a very big number, this team is one of the best. But other than that, if you don't want to use, you can just put like substitutes Furina with Xiangling, and that can also work. And in Zhongli, you can also change with other character, let's say like Albedo if you have. And if you really don't have other choice, then Ningguang is still okay. And the next one is pretty much still quite same format. It's just like I changed like double hydro in here. So the format is Navia, Zhongli, Yelan, and Xingqiu. So it's basically Navia in double hydro. Of course, I already say Zhongli you can change with Albedo or another like defensive utility like Noel in here. It's still pretty much also can, just because in here we don't have any healer. We only rely on Xingqiu. But of course, if you want to change with Kokomi, it can also work. But I feel like this one is more offensive. And lastly, the team that I recommend, which is Noel, Ningguang, as usual, can change with another duo, let's say Albedo or Zhongli. I already keep remind you. And Yelan and Kokomi in here. In here it's more stable just because we have healer in here. Or if you want to change, like you don't want to use any Geo in here, you can change with another Cryo, so to make like Geo freeze. Yeah, it's a little bit funny, but it can work. Let's say like Shenhe, or you want to put like a Rosaria or Ganyu to use the burst, that also can in here. So pretty much that's it though about preparation guide for Navia. As I told you before, I will share everything that I know about Navia that probably other content creator or you even don't know. And before, I already mentioned that Navia can deal very high screenshot number in one shot, and yeah, that's true. Literally, if you have a good build, she can deal around like 300 to 400k, even more if you stack everything on her. Let's say you put like C2 Furina with Bennett, yeah, she can do that constantly. No, it's just like showcasing number. It's constantly even in Spiral Abyss, and because of that, it's pretty something. And you can do that 2 times because she has 2 charges, and it will be even more crazier if you have like Sacrificial Claymore. You can do that 3 times. As long as you can get like maximum stack, then yeah, she will deal very high damage. So it's technically like similar like Eula case or Hutao that can do vaporize when using burst. Yeah, she kind of one of the type. But the difference is that it's very easy to do that on Navia. On Eula, you need to do the burst and it explodes automatically. You cannot really control when you want to explode. So yeah, it's really relying on burst also. But Navia only skill, and you can control where you want to kind of do the shot. So it's more like control for you. So that's why I would say it's kind of more perfected like Eula itself. And because of that, it feels just comfy. It can please your eye with just high damage. And this is the main selling of Navia itself. And regarding like the burst and the normal attack, nothing really contributing that much. It's probably only like 30% from total damage. Literally 70% of her damage is from this just one shot. And the only thing that as much as it looks very good, she has a little bit problem. First, the one that has problem is Navia is the team itself, especially in Geo. Just because right now the best team for Navia itself in Geo is Zhongli. Other than that, even Albedo and Goro, it's not the best. Maybe Albedo and Goro only help you in Crystallize, and especially if Goro, you want kind of C6. Before that, it's not really that great. So technically, Zhongli and Albedo before like C6. So because of that, like she doesn't have any complete Geo that probably maybe in the future. Some of the people say Shiori, that I'm still not sure what is her vision. If that turned out to be Navia support, then yeah, that's most probably will solve Navia problem in there. Because in this kind of stuff, like state, Navia doesn't have any like team that feels complete. She feels like needs something to be perfected. And additional note that her Gunbrella sometimes can miss. I don't know why, maybe sometimes the auto target a little bit weird. So it like target not enemy, so it kind of miss. So at the best, sometimes if the enemy already have a weird position, just do the aim like this. It's just better safe than you lose your stack damage. So that's it, everything that I know, and I will end my video in here. I hope you have the best pull on your Navia pulls. If you're aiming for Navia, get as much as 5 star as you can. And yeah, if you like this video, feel free to hit the super button and like, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.